Hi everyone. Okay, I'm going to lay it down here. We are all getting older. There is no denying that. And often it seems like it has to be a little bit of a slippery slope regarding how we feel in our soma, our living body as we experience it, right? Thomas Hanna, who created somatic movement, he did not believe that it had to be a slippery slope. And from my experience doing somatic movement, I am with him. So for my own experiences, from about my early 40s, I'm mid 40s now, life was really starting to take quite a toll on me. I had chronic pain, I had chronic fatigue, I was not moving well, didn't really know it though. I wasn't breathing well. Most of all, I did not feel able to do the things I used to do, or it was a struggle and then quite a lot of recovery afterwards to do them. So even just things as simple as going for a walk, I had sciatica, I was out of breath, I really struggled. It just felt like hard work. And if you're anything like me, this may have crept up on you really gradually. Like you don't sort of notice that things are getting a little bit harder, a little bit harder, a little bit harder. And then when you do realise it, you think, oh, it's just age. It's nothing I could do. It's inevitable. But what if there was hope that it didn't have to be this way? And that is what somatic movement has given me. It has given me hope that as I get older, things don't necessarily have to get worse and worse in my body, in my soma. So what can we do to slow down, halt, or even reverse this inevitable decline? So my invitation is to start somatic movement as soon as possible, no matter what other practices you do. And there are some great movement practices out there. Somatic movement is an amazing foundation. If you don't know why, go and watch some of my other videos and hopefully that'll give you a flavour. I wish I had known then what I know now and started this practice years ago. But you know what they say, the best time to plant a tree is 10 years ago and the next best time is now. So now it is, here we go. We might as well get started. So really great things about somatic movement that help us as we move through life and as we age. So we release muscle tension that is held unconsciously, we don't know it's there, and it pulls us into particular postures or it stops us moving freely. And releasing that muscle tension means that we can avoid or reduce pain, we can do the things we want to do, we can move in the ways we want to. Another great thing about somatic movement, sometimes we might feel like I'm too far gone, like there's nothing that can be done. But actually we can start right where we are. There is no aim in somatic movement. There's no, oh, I've got to get into this, that, or the other position. There's no forcing, it's not exercise. Whatever capacity we have, that's what we can work with. And it can be super gentle and super slow to start with if that's what we need. And then we can build from there. All of us can get benefit from this. Another thing about somatics is we add variation into our movement, and that helps us to regain flexibility in our movement. Now, I'm not talking about being able to do the splits, though for some of us, maybe, right? You never know. It's much more about being able to use our body in a variety of ways. So we don't get stuck in habits, so that we have different options. We can move flexibly. And another thing that I think is so powerful about somatic movement is that it helps us to have hope and belief that things can and will change. And this is so powerful for keeping us moving in life. If there's something there that we can say, well, if I do that, things can change, that is just incredibly powerful. So how can somatic movement, what does it actually do for you? Some ways it can help, I've mentioned some of them already. Reduction in pain, it can improve posture, It gives you increased freedom of movement and ease in movement. It's so nice to move easily. It can actually help reduce stress and reactivity, which I think is a biggie for a lot of us. Helps us be more aware of our body and our needs, and therefore helps us to look after ourselves better. And it helps us to stay active as we age, and we know how important that is. So it's out there, the work is out there, there's lots of ways to access it. We have a lovely community of people doing this work, so you'd be very, very welcome to join us. I run in-person classes, online classes. There's lots of recordings to either use in isolation or to support your live classes. There are so many ways in. And as I say, you can start from wherever you are, just exactly as you are. So I hope that gives you a little bit of hope. If, like me, you are feeling like things are getting harder as you get older and you want to find ways to turn back the clock even a little bit, right? But from my experience, somatic movement turns back the clock a lot more than a little bit over time. So have a great time practicing, and I'd love to hear about your shifts and how things change for you in your movement as you go along. See you soon.